Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. I didn't think I'd be doing three movie reviews this weekend, but hey, we are. As I did what was it? I did Fatherhood, and I also did Luca, two harmless little films, I must say. And I was itching to watch another film this weekend, and I went on to Netflix, and there are a couple movies that on the service that I have yet to see, films that were on my list, and I just didn't get a chance to see them. And one of those movies was The Disciple. And apparently it was shown, I believe, at Cannes. I believe it was a Cannes Film Festival. I forget what it was, but it was recognized at that festival, and it's gotten some pretty good reviews. So I was interested to see what the movie was about, and um, just visually, it also looked appealing to me. So all those elements, um, you know, the mainly what was drawing me in was just the visual idea, and I was getting like a vibe from the movie that was interesting to me. Um, Now watching it, I can tell you one thing. Here's the one thing I'll say that I didn't like about the movie, because I am going to be giving this movie a lot of praise at this moment, but I'm going to give it one negative first, which is I do believe that the pacing can at times be tedious. I don't think that it. There are a lot of shots that linger for a long time, and this is the type of film where it takes its time. It's not a film that is following the standard Hollywoodized form of filmmaking or 101 type filmmaking where it's doing multiple cuts within one scene. A lot of times it's just one scene, one shot for one scene versus having like five or six shots. And for me, I love that. I love that. It's just that sometimes the pacing of some of these scenes I felt could have been cut down a little bit, particularly one shot on a train. I feel like it could have been cut down just a tiny bit, um, and through that the pacing kind of gets affected a little bit, and you do feel like we're kind of lingering on too long on certain shots. Um, but besides that, though, um, I really like this movie. Mainly for one reason, or a couple reasons, but the main real reason that I love the Disciple is the story. I found this to be a very, very unique story. And really, what the story is about, this is just my perspective of what the movie's about. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is what the movie's about. It's just my personal perspective. If you don't want to hear what the Disciple's possibly about, just turn this off and go watch the movie and then come back. But in my personal opinion, The Disciple is a story about one looking for others and not looking for themselves. It's about an inexpressive person who simply can't find his own way and relies only on those around him, thus, why he never makes the big time. And because of that, through the years, he becomes bitter, naive, repetitive, and boring. And it's really about the fall of an artist. Because the movie, in essence, what it's about, like the story of the Disciple, is about an art about. Just want to get the culture correct. I believe it's Indian. Just want to make sure. Let me look it up real quick. The Disciple. Just want to make sure it's Indian. Um, uh, it's Marathi. I'm not sure if that's Indian or not, but um, uh, yes, it's Indian. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's about an Indian. It's about a boy of Indian from an Indian tribe, and Alfonso Cuarón. I did not know served as executive producer on this. Um, and it's about him wanting to make it the big time. He wants to make it big, and he wants to make it big as a vocalist, particularly a classical music vocalist, and he is following a lot of traditions and disciplines of old masters, his guru and his father, and um, but as years go on and the more he learns about certain teachings, he kind of starts to doubt really if he'll make it in the big time or not, and what's preventing him from making it to the big time. And as I laid out to you, I believe that the reasoning for why he is not making it to the big time is because it's him. He's relying solely on others and not himself. He's not really searching for what makes him him, and because of that, he's stuck in a loop. And because the worst thing that an artist, I use that phrase artist because I hate that term, but the worst thing an artist can be is a shape. because there's no escape or ways to branch off. And you're just stuck in this continuous loop, like a circle, square, triangle. And you're sadly nothing but pieces of someone else and forever alone. And you're trapped in your own world. And really, it's about the fall of an artist. I mean, it's about an artist searching for themselves in the wrong places. And for that, they get trapped in a shape. Um, and I found that story really, really enticing and really compelling. And really, that was the main draw for me with this movie was the story and its thematic purpose. Um, and I found some of the technical efforts to also to be solid as well. I found the script be well-rounded and engaging, and mainly for its story. Not the dialogue was good, but I found mainly what was being told, story-wise, narratively speaking, I found to be very interesting, and the writing is solely for that. Um, and mainly where I think the story's strengths truly lie is through its writing. That's what I meant to say, and also through its direction. I found the direction to be steady and patient, and I think that was good for this movie. And the camera work was thoughtful. I thought they chose because a lot of times when you watch movies, sometimes they just do shots just to do shots. I found this movie was very thoughtful in where it needed to place the camera, and I thought that was handled exceptionally here. Um, so at the end of the day, while the pacing, as I laid out, can at times be tedious, I feel that, like as I mentioned, even though I think the shots themselves look great, I do feel like at certain points we needed to cut down on length at certain points, particularly at that train sequence. Um, but while at times it can be tedious and can linger for a little bit too long, it overstays its welcome. The story and its thematic purpose completely engulfs you as it delivers an exceptional and unique narrative, all in thanks to its steady hand and direction, grounded, well-rounded writing, and thoughtfully placed camera work that complements the narrative being presented fully. This is a small film. I know that a lot of people are probably going to dismiss this movie. Please don't. It's a really, really good piece, and um, I believe it came out this year. Yes, April 30th, 2021. Um, and as it stands right now for 2021, guys, I came out of this experience like one of the words I came out of I got from this experience was meditative, because the movie is a lot about, I would say in many ways also about spirituality, and um, and it it spirituality through your art, and again, what happens when you search for that in the wrong places? You really become, as I laid out, bitter, naive, repetitive, and boring, and you lose yourself. You lose what it is, that you are, and you're just just being other people. Um, and I just found the story to be completely fascinating and very interesting and told very well. And as it stands, in terms of the movies that I've seen thus far this year, we're almost halfway through the year. I can say this confidently: it is one of my favorite movies of the year. I really enjoyed this movie. Yes, the pace does affect certain sequences, but in terms of the overall story, the overall thematic purpose, it's the direction, the writing, and the camera work. It certainly cements itself as one of my favorite movies of the year. Thus, one of my favorite movies of the year thus far, and it's worth a watch. Do not skip it. It's on Netflix right now. Check it out. It's really an interesting story, and um, a very just I was just absorbed. I was really absorbed by the film, and I think that you will too. Go check it out on Netflix. It's really, really good. I really, really enjoyed myself with this, and I think you will too.